Hello friends. Structuralism is a word that has been used by many people at many levels, connected with many discourses, but we must say explorations and so on. So I think it has become very old, and I am standing before you with this concept, like I am taking something from a museum. It is like a museum or object from a museum, isn't it? Yes. Now, anyhow, I will make my own version of this, my own understanding of this. So please don't again fight with me if you don't agree with me. Alright, you may not agree with me because many people have explained this in many different ways. Although the core is almost the same. For example, if you find the battle between the culturalists and the structuralism, and culturalism is a culture, CS, that is cultural studies, you will be wonderstruck, someday thunderstruck if you look at if you go through the essay written by Stuart Hall, that is culturalism versus structuralism. On the one side you will find E.P. Thompson, then Raymond Williams, Richard Hogarth and Goldman, and then another side you will find Claude Lévi-Strauss and Louis Althusser and so on. Althusser, yes, and so on. Understand? The Marxist philosopher. Now, that's all the background. Most of these things I have just now told you, you may know, you might have come across, but now you look at this. What is structuralism? What is structuralism? I understand it this way. A certain kind of understanding we can say. See, that is, when you look at things, it all started with Fernand de Saussure. Because he was the man. Up to then, people believe that is 1916, that the turning point. 1916 people believed that language is a tool for naming and the words are loaded with some positive thing. Language is a tool for, just as a marker is a tool for writing. So language is a tool for naming. You use language and say this is pillow or that is tree. And they believed up to 1916 that when they say tree, the positive presence of tree is there in that word. So we can say 1916 with Fernand de Saussure and his book, he did not publish that. His students and his colleagues probably collected his class notes and published it in 1916 in the form of, or with the title, A Course in General Linguistics. So the revolutionary, another way of looking at language, a totally revolutionary way of looking at language actually began from there. Where Saussure said, in language there is nothing. In language there is only difference. You understand cat as cat because it is not bat. And in this cat there is no cat, no CAT. So in CAT there is no cat, in BAT there is no bat. Understand? This he calls signifiers. Signifiers. And they have a mental concept, and that he called signified. When you say cat, you have in your mind something comes in before your mind. So that he called signifieds. So these are called signs. You see, signs are used in language, so he called them linguistic sign. Linguistic sign has got two aspects or two inseparable parts. One is the sign as it, the other is the mental concept, or what we call in our ordinary language meaning. And this meaning, he said, it is arbitrary. Arbitrary means there is no natural connection between CAT and the creature cat, or BAT and the instrument that you use for playing. There is absolutely no natural connection. It is arbitrarily given. Means whims and fancies, you can say. So somebody said it is bad, so other people said it is bad, and convention sanctioned it. So behind all the so-called signifieds, there's nothing but convention. Some people agreed that, okay, this is bad, this is cat. Suppose you start calling instead of CAD lion, then that creature in your, say at your home will be a lion. You will say the lion is catching the rat. And suppose you call the lion, the original lion, as a cat, you will say, a cat is catching a deer. You will say like, so it simply is just accidental weekends. So convention has agreed, or custom has sanctioned, it's only sanction of custom. So this was a really revolutionary idea. And then he said that there is also a difference between lang and parole. Parole, he said, is the utterance, parole. Parole means see, I am using English now, I am speaking English, I hope you are following me. And whatever I speak is parole. And then what is language? Lang, he calls it lang. Lang or la lang, the language. That he says, it is a system. It is a system, this is the use of it. When you use it, like a mobile phone and its use. Mobile phone is a system. When you use it, that is parole. Otherwise, it is a system. A system has got what you call innumerable parts in it. And these parts, they present before us a web of relations. And each part has meaning only when that part is placed or kept in that particular place where it ought to be kept. Understand? So when you take the mobile phone, you have got a screen. Suppose instead of the screen you find a switch, then sometimes it may not work. So first you have the screen. The screen should be there. For the opening, you have the screen. So that each place, each item in a system has a place. So like that, language is a system. Use of that language is lang. Language is a web of relations. You have got that relation is differential. Differential relation. Differential means, as we have already said, cat is cat because it is not bad. Man is not man because it is not woman. Sky is sky because it is not sea. So that is a negative or differential relation. So there is a web of, language is nothing but a web of differential relation. So after this what happened is, they went on searching. So digging deep into, when I said, see, it is a cat. It is a cat. How did I produce this? That's the question. It is a cat is something that surface utterance. But how could you produce this utterance in this way? The structuralist will go and dig. See that they will explore and excavate, and finally they come to a position that, oh, this has got a deep structure or an underlying structure. This is nothing. What is important is the underlying structure. So they started studying these underlying structures of all signifying practices. Language is a signifying practice. Signifying practice. Signifying practice. So signifying practice means any meaning-making act. Any meaning-making act. For example, your marriage is a signifying practice. It has a meaning. Marriage as such is a signifier and it has a signified meaning. So you have got how many parts in a marriage, and they are also all related. I said marriage is unimportant. What you have to do is that thinking a different way of looking at phenomena. That is structuralism. Structuralism means a different way of looking at the phenomenon. I will give an example. Now you sit in your class, you study Chaucer, you are studying your Keats, Romanticism, then Classicism, you have got metaphysical poetry, you have modern drama, Indian writings in English, American English, linguistics, all those things are there. What is the underlying system? The underlying system is the syllabus. In syllabus you will find all these things. So the structuralists will not, the structuralism is a way of looking at human and say the way of looking at the world. That's the thing. How we interact with the world. How we interact with the world. Why do we interact with the world? Why do we interact with this world in this way? What makes you to interact this world? What is the core? The core chord, you can say. We are in search of the core chord. There must be a core chord somewhere. And that is what that's what the structuralists are trying to find out. I will give two examples, one or two examples, and you will simple example. Already I told you about your syllabus. Your syllabus is the system. The classroom lectures are the parallel. What do you think about that? So you are listening to your teachers, it's a parallel. Understand? That is, the system is your syllabus. Right. And connected with the exam and so on. Now you see, you have got numbers like this. See, like 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. So you read it, how do you read it? 12,567. 12,567. So 12,567. The structuralist will say, hey, from where did you get this? Did it come from heaven? Or did God give you this number? No. Then they will say, they will go back, go deep. There must be some chord for this. And what is that chord? Ultimately, they will reach these numbers 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is this core chord, underlying structure. You have got innumerable numbers like this. Lakhs, 102, 103, 3, 4. Infinite combinations you will find. Isn't it? But from where did you get this? The structuralist way of looking at this like that. We will be very happy. If I get 1,500 rupees, I will be very happy. Okay, 1,500 rupees I can buy a t-shirt. Or 2 t-shirts, 3 t-shirts. I will think like that. But the structuralist will say, 1,500. Where is the origin? They are searching for the origin. That's the thing. So when they search for the origin, they find, oh, here is the system. This is only a lamp. The system is this. With this system, we can make infinite number of combinations. And that's what we do in writing, in novels, in poetry. What are we doing? We are making infinite number of combinations of the 26 letters. That is the system there. So your novel is only parallel. Your novel is a kind of transformation, or you can see mixing and remixing and stitching and restitching, correcting and not correcting of what? This system language. So that probably that might have led Roland Barthes to say that author is that he declared death of the author. I understand it like that. Death of the author means that he is not the efficient cause according to Aristotle. According to Aristotle, causality, there are 4 causes. One is the material cause, there should be something. If a table is there, wood, then there is the efficient cause in a carpenter. You have the formal cause, the form of the table. Then you have got the final cause, that is the final cause is the purpose for which it is made. For structuralists, there is no efficient cause. Understand? Order is not required. If you say like this, it's a blank paper, blank paper. You have got the system of language. Now what does the author do? He is using it. For example, if I write like this, 1375, 1375, it is not mine. Then what is it? I have picked these things in a particular combination and wrote it here. This is not mine. I am not the author of this 1375. Then who is the author? From where do you get it? You get it from this system. This is what they say. all what we say, we are victims, not victims, but we are just instruments, we can say. But Barth and extreme structuralists, they don't even agree that. But you are only using something that is there, you are picking up and putting them together. That's all. So that's the way, later you find Foucault saying other function. He corrected it like this. That of the author, he changed and said there is other function. What is the other function? As an agent he is working. It is not his, nothing original. So this is the way the structuralists look at things. Now, one I told you about the number. Now think about music, Carnatic music, classical music, or film music, anything. What is the underlying structure? What the core chord? Core chord is, in India we have got sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. In Western countries they have got do re mi fa sol la si. That is the core chord. From this you are making ragas, you are making say hamsadani, that is hamsadani, or you have got that is hamsadani. I think it is Mohana ragam. No, there is one Vadavi, Ganapati, and there is a Kirtana. No? That's in Mohana ragam. So different ragas, different things they are making. How? Why? How can they do this? Because there is already that system. All your ragas, all your music, only parole. The system is this. So by studying the parole, you are not going to, that is not scientific. Study of parole is not scientific. Then what is scientific? The scientific approach of looking at the world and the phenomena and the interaction between our experience. Our interaction is our experience with nature, etc. Nothing but paroles. So by studying this, you are not going to reach anywhere. So what we have to do is, you have to go deep and explore how, from where these things are coming up. Then we will find that there are deep structures. Further you go, systems are there for everything. Economic systems are there. Political systems are there. So philosophy, psychology, psychoanalysis. So all these fields, this approach of structuralism or structuralist approach can be made. You understand? Same with literary literature, short story, etc. Short story, then poetry, then drama, everything you can study from a structural point of view. So if we can say 1375 is not mine, what, you see, there is a pool of water and you go with a cup, take a cup of water and drink. Is it your water? Did you produce that water? You are not responsible for it, like that. The novel you are writing, it's not yours. Because it is like a pool of water, you are taking a cup of water from there and drinking. That's all. So this is the basic assumption of structuralism according to, as I understand it. See, many people have said many things about structuralism, but I think the core point is that, because I also have collected this information, this idea from reading many books, listening to many lectures and so on. So I cannot go absolutely wrong. Something will be there in what I am trying to present before you also. Understand? So when the structuralists say that this is not, the novel is not that of the author. The Ode to a Nightingale is not that of Keats. Or Skylark is not Shelley. Or Prologue to the Nun's Priest's Tale is not that of Chaucer, etc. They mean this. Because it is like a pool of water. It is there. There is a system there. So what you are doing is you are taking that and pasting it here. That's why the paper is blank. You are just filling it. The cup is empty. You are just filling that cup with water, which is already there. So when a novelist writes a novel or short story, what happens is, he is filling that empty cup with this water from the pool. The water from the pool is equivalent in language, with all conventions and all those things. Then you take the cup and take it. It is just like you are writing a novel. So that's why probably they say that depth of the world. But a correction was made by Foucault saying that author function. Understand? So I hope you understand. So look at the numbers and the Sarigama Padanis. All the music that we hear, all the songs, film songs, classical songs, ghazals, see? When Chitti Ai Hai, you know that Chitti Ai Hai, Pangajudhas, famous ghazal. It is not his. Then whose is that? This produced, it's only a land. Where the system is the Sarigama Padanis. Hope you understand. Fine? So there may be differences. I don't say that what I am telling you is absolutely the only one explanation of structuralism. But you can apply this to different. For example, tomorrow in the next class probably we will be trying to analyze culture. Apply structuralism to culture and see from where does culture spring from. See, not that what you see here. Taj Mahal is there, it's a product, it's a land. So everything, structuralists look at things like this. Whatever we see here in this world is nothing but land. Behind that there is a system. So studying that system is scientific. It is. Again, you can see doctors when they diagnose, what do? They see the symptom. When they see the symptom, they go deep. Then they make a scan, they ask the patient to get a scan report or the fluids of the body, test the fluids of the body, and things like that, find out the structure. The structure of or the deep system of that particular ailment. You can do the other lung. What do you see? When I say stomach pain, it's not a lung. It is not a, so it is a parole, not a lung. The parole is somewhere else. It's a parole, the lung is somewhere else. As a lung, it is the business of the doctor to find out the lung. Otherwise, it is not systematic. So, hope you understand. So, bye for the time being. Continue with this discussion. The next class. Till then, bye. Have a nice day. Think of these things. So, the number and the music. Or vegetable stew, for example. You have the stew in front of you. You eat it. Very nice. See, with the gobi and so on, cauliflower and so on. But that is the lamb. Where is the? That is the parole. What is the lamb? What is the system? There is a code. There is a recipe, and that is the system. So somebody has used that recipe. So can you say that the vegetable stew is his making? No. It is the product of the recipe there. The recipe is the lamb. And what you eat, that is parole. So think of a very tasty vegetable stew, and then we will say goodbye for the time being. Let the taste of the vegetable stew remain in your mouth till we meet again. Bye. Have a nice day.